In this class, we will see about the strategies of bioremediation. The contents of the lecture include what is bioremediation, objective, principle, categories, types, method, application, advantages, limitation, and concerns of bioremediation. In the first slide, we will see what is bioremediation. Bioremediation refers to the use of either naturally occurring or specially introduced microorganism to consume and break down environmental pollution in order to clean a polluted site. It is a process that uses mainly microorganism and also plant or microbial or plant enzyme to detoxify contaminant present in the soil and other environment. The process of bioremediation enhances the rate of the natural microbial degradation of contaminants by supplementing the indigenous microorganisms such as bacteria or fungi with nutrients, mainly carbon sources or electron sources, or by adding an enriched culture of microorganisms that have specific characteristics that allow them to degrade the desired contaminant at a quicker rate, that is called as bioaugmentation. Next, the objectives of bioremediation. The main goal of bioremediation is reduce the pollutant level up to undetectable, non-toxic or acceptable level. Next, principle of bioremediation. Bioremediation relies on stimulating the growth of certain microbes that use contaminant like oil, solvent and pesticide as a source of food and energy. These microbes consume the contaminant, converting them to small amount of water and harmless gases like carbon dioxide. The effective bioremediation needs a combination of the right atmosphere, nutrient and food. Otherwise, it may take much longer time for the cleaning of contaminant. Suppose if the conditions are not favorable for bioremediation, they can be improved by adding supplements to the environment such as molasses, vegetable oil or simply air. These supplements will create an optimum condition for microbes to accomplish and complete the bioremediation process. The process of bioremediation can take anywhere from a few months to several years. The amount of time required depend on variables such as the size of contaminated area, the concentration of contaminant, conditions such as temperature and soil density, and bioremediation will take place in situ or ex situ. Next slide, categories of bioremediation. Bioremediation can be categorized into two types. One is microbial remediation and second one is phytoremediation. Let us see microbial remediation. Microorganisms are well known for their ability to break down a huge range of organic compounds and absorb inorganic substances. Currently, microbes are used to clean up pollution treatment. This process is known as bioremediation. There are different microbial systems like bacteria, fungi, yeast and actinomyces can be used for removal of toxic and other contaminants from the environment. The microorganisms are readily available, rapidly characterized, highly diverse, omnipresent and can use many noxious elements as their nutrient source. They can be applied in both in situ and ex situ condition. In addition, many extreme environmental conditions can be cleaned by such entities. Although many microorganisms are capable of degrading crude oil which are present in the soil, it has been found beneficial to employ a mixed culture approach than the pure culture in bioremediation. Different bacteria can be used for the removal of petroleum hydrocarbon contaminant from soil. For example, the bacterial species that can degrade major pollutant are Pseudomonas, Aeromonas, Moraxella, Beigernica, Flavobacteria, Chromobacteria, Nocardia, Cyanobacteria, Acinetobacter, Mycobactina, Streptomyces, Bacillus, Anthrobacter, Aeromonas and Cyanobacteria. Next, phytoremediation. It is a bioremediation process that uses various types of plant to remove, transfer, stabilize, or destroy contaminants which are present in the soil as well as groundwater. There are several different types of phytoremediation mechanism. They are rhizosphere biodegradation, phytostabilization, phytoaccumulation, hydroponic system for treating waste stream, phytovolatilization, phytodegradation, and hydraulic control. Let us see one by one. First, rhizosphere biodegradation. In this process, the plant releases natural substances through its root, then supplying nutrients to microorganisms in the soil. By this process, the microorganism engages the biological degradation. Next, phytostabilization. In this process, chemical compounds produced by the plant immobilize contaminants rather than degrade them. The third one is phytoaccumulation. It is also called as phytoextraction. In this process, plant root absorb the contaminant along with other nutrients and water. The contaminant mass is not destroyed but ends up in the plant shoot and leaves. This method is primarily used for waste containing metals. Fourth one, hydroponic system. It is also called as rhizofiltration. This method is similar to phytoaccumulation, but the plant used for cleanup for raised in greenhouses with the root in water. The system can be used for excitive groundwater treatment. That is, groundwater is pumped to the surface to irrigate this plant. Typically, hydroponic system will utilize an artificial soil medium such as sand mixed with perlite or vermiculite. As the root becomes saturated with contaminant, they are harvested and disposed of. Fifth one, phytovolatilization. In this process, the plant take up water containing organic contaminant and release the contaminants into the air through their leaves. Sixth one, phytodegradation. In this process, the plants actually metabolize and destroy contaminants within the plant tissue. Seventh one, hydraulic control. In this process, trees indirectly remediate by controlling groundwater movement. Trees act as natural pumps when their root reach down towards the water table and establish a dense root mass that takes up large quantities of water. Next, types of bioremediation method. Based on the source of microorganism and nutrition supplement, the bioremediation method can be classified into two types: natural attenuation or intrinsic bioremediation and biostimulation. Let us see natural attenuation or intrinsic bioremediation. It is nothing but the bioremediation occurs on its own without adding any nutrient. The success of intrinsic bioremediation mainly depends on the level of nutrients, bioavailability of contaminant, the presence of minerals to buffer the pH of the matrix, adequate amount of electron acceptor. It may be a form of oxygen, nitrate, ferric ion or sulfate, and site-specific contamination migration rate. Next, biostimulation. It refers to the addition of rate-limiting nutrients like phosphorus, nitrogen, oxygen, and electron donors to severely polluted site to stimulate the existing bacteria to degrade the hazardous and toxic contaminant. It is a remediation technique that is highly efficient, cost-effective, and eco-friendly in nature. The addition of rate-limiting nutrients that improves the degradation potential of the microorganism very efficiently as it significantly accelerates the decontamination rate. Among all of the bioremediation technique, biostimulation is considered to be most efficient method for remediation of hydrocarbon. The bioremediation technology can be generally classified as in situ or ex situ. In situ bioremediation involves treating the contaminated material at the site. Then the excitive bioremediation involve the removal of contaminated material to be treated elsewhere, that is out of from contaminated site. Next we will see some difference between in situ and ex situ bioremediation. We already told the in situ bioremediation process is performed at the original site of contaminant, but the ex situ bioremediation process is performed out of the location where the contaminant is found. In situ bioremediation process is less expensive than compared to ex situ bioremediation process. Then in situ remediation process is less thorough, but ex situ remediation process is more thorough. Next, in situ remediation is less manageable, but the ex situ is manageable. Based on the effectivity, the in situ process is less effective and ex situ process is more effective. Next slide, methods of bioremediation. Some examples of bioremediation related technologies are phytoremediation, bioventing, bioleaching, landforming, bioreactor, composting, bioaugmentation, rhizofiltration, and biostimulation. Let us see one by one. First, phytoremediation. It is a bioremediation process that uses various types of plant to remove, transfer, stabilize, or destroy contaminant in the soil and groundwater. Second one, bioventing. It is a process of stimulating the natural in situ biodegradation of contaminant in soil by providing air or oxygen to existing soil microorganisms. Third one, bioleaching. It is a process in mining that extract valuable metals from a low-grade ore with the help of microorganisms such as bacteria or archaea. Fourth one, landforming. Landforming is a biodegradation treatment process that is performed in the upper soil zone or in biotreatment cells. Fifth one, bioreactor. It is the process by which the bioremediation carried out in large vessels under controlled conditions. There are different types of bioreactor are there. We will already discuss. Sixth one, composting. Composting is an aerobic method of decomposing organic solid waste. This process involved decomposition of organic material into compost, which is a good fertilizer for plant. Seventh one, bioaugmentation. It is a process where selected standardized bacteria are added to an area that has been contaminated with an unwanted substances. These bacteria break down the contaminant which are present in the polluted area. Eighth one, rhizofiltration. Rhizofiltration is the process of absorption of contaminant which are present in the rhizosphere into the root system of plant. This remediation process is used to decontaminate aquatic ecosystem using aquatic or land plant. Ninth one, biostimulation. Biostimulation refers to the addition of rate limiting nutrients like phosphorus, nitrogen, oxygen, electron donors to severely polluted site in order to stimulate the existing bacteria to degrade the hazardous and toxic contaminant. These are the some bioremediation related technologies. Next, advantages of bioremediation. Bioremediation has a number of advantages over other cleanup method. First point, as it only uses natural process, it is a relatively green method that causes less damage to ecosystem. Second point, it often takes place underground as abundant and microbes can be pumped underground to clean up contaminants in groundwater and soil. Therefore, it does not cause much disruption to nearby communities. Third point, the process of bioremediation creates few harmful byproducts since contaminants and pollutants are converted into water and harmful gases like carbon dioxide. The fourth application is bioremediation is cheaper than most cleanup method as it does not require a great deal of equipment or labor. The last point, the bioremediation can be tailored to the need of the polluted site in question, and the specific microbes needed to break down the pollutant are encouraged by selecting the limiting factor needed to promote their growth. These are some advantages of bioremediation. Next, limitation and concerns of bioremediation. First one, the toxicity and bioavailability of biodegradation product are not always known. Then, degradation byproduct may be mobilized in groundwater or bioaccumulated in animals. Next, additional research is needed to determine the fate of various compounds. Then, disposal of harvest plant can be a problem if they contain high level of heavy metals. Next point, the depth of the contaminants may limit the treatment. In most cases, it is limited to shallow soil, streams and groundwater. Next, the success of phytoremediation may be seasonal, mainly depends on the location and climatic changes. Also, this process depends on establishing a selected plant community. Next point, if the contaminant concentration are too high, the plants may die. Next point, phytoremediation is not effective for strongly sorbed contaminant such as polychlorinated biphenyl. And the last point is phytoremediation require a large surface area of land for their remediation. These are all about some limitation of bioremediation. That's all about the strategies of bioremediation. Thank you.